John Lennon and Paul McCartney formed an unparalleled songwriting partnership. Together, they were responsible for the majority of the Beatles' most successful tracks, all attributed to the Lennon-McCartney credit, regardless of whether the songs were written jointly or individually. Their collaboration was famously dynamic, with their contrasting personalities fueling their creative output. John brought a rebellious edge, while Paul contributed melodic sensibility. These differences complemented one another, producing a unique and powerful musical synergy. However, by the late 1960s, internal discord began to surface within the band. Tensions during this period affected the production of key albums such as the White Album, Let It Be, and Abbey Road. Conflicts arose from creative disagreements and the frequent presence of Yoko Ono in the studio, which strained the relationship between John and Paul. Their final session together as a group occurred in August 1969 during the recording of The End for Abbey Road. A month later, John expressed his decision to leave the band, effectively initiating a breakup. Deeply affected, Paul retreated to his home, where he recorded his first solo album, McCartney. In April 1970, he released the album and simultaneously announced his departure from the Beatles. The band's final album, Let It Be, was released in May 1970, nearly a month after the split was made public. The recordings on the album spanned from early 1968 to 1970 and became another source of disagreement among the members. One major point of contention throughout 1969 was the appointment of Alan Klein as manager, which caused financial and personal tensions. These issues came to a head when the release of McCartney was scheduled close to that of Let It Be. Although Paul had informed the others of his release plans, Apple Records wanted to avoid the conflict. Paul, who objected to Klein's involvement and refused to communicate with Apple, was approached by Ringo with a letter from himself, John, and George, asking him to change the release date. Paul refused and reportedly asked Ringo to leave. Relations remained strained in the immediate aftermath of the breakup. Following the release of both Let It Be and McCartney, Paul initiated legal proceedings in December 1970 to formally dissolve the band's legal partnership. The court ruled in his favor in March 1971. He released his second solo album, Ram, in May 1971, which included the track Too Many People. In later interviews, Paul acknowledged that the song contained subtle criticism directed at John,